So it's just been revealed that Dehya is actually going to go to the standard banner after she leaves in version 3.6. Do you know what that means? This means if you don't get her now, you're probably not going to get her at all. It's now or never, Dehya lovers. It's now or never. Let me explain. So I literally said this during my live stream, which you can check out with the card up top. That when I first saw on the live stream that Dehya was going to go to the standard banner after she leaves the limited banner, after her limited banner leaves, which is a similar situation to Tenari and Kaching from way back in the day. I was like, oh, that's cool, because that means that it's going to be very easy to get copies of her in the future. But after sleeping on it and really thinking about it, I realized, nah, that's cap. That's Omega cap. Because while it's technically easier to get a 5-star in general on the standard banner, getting the 5-star you want on the standard banner is completely awful. The odds are already stacked against you for just getting a 5-star in general. Getting the particular 5-star that you want is actually, it's damn near impossible. Take for example, I've been playing this game. Let me use myself as an example, okay? I've been playing this game since the day it came out. I only took a break for a few weeks at the beginning during the Oceanid event from way in the beginning. But yeah, I've been playing this game basically non-stop for like since day one essentially. Do you know how valuable Diluc was when the game first came out? Do you know how long it took for me to finally get Diluc? Let me show you how long it took me to finally get a copy of Diluc, because I definitely didn't get him when the game first came out, despite how much I wanted him back then. If I go to character archive, and I believe this is where you can check it, yeah, he joined my party at the beginning of last year. By that time, I already had C6 Yanfei and plenty of other characters that I would rather use besides Diluc by the time I got him. So I just never used him. Another 5-star that I don't use, Chi-Chi is an obvious one. I think she's aged terribly, to be honest. I didn't get Chi-Chi until literally April 30th, okay, of 2021. While I was going for Zhongli. Yeah, I remember that. I got Chi-Chi while going for Zhongli. Yeah. But look at this. I got Diluc over 2 years after I was searching for him, dude. The game came out in 2020. I didn't get him, a single copy of him, until January 8th, 2022. Do you know how long that is? Do you know how awful of rates? And the thing is, I didn't even get Diluc on the standard banner. I just remembered that. I didn't even get this guy on the standard banner. I got him while I was going for a different character on their limited time banner. I can't remember which one exactly. Yeah, it was Shenhe. Yeah, I got Diluc while I was going for Shenhe on her banner way back then. So I wasn't even going for this guy on a standard banner. I was going for Shenhe. So that being said, if you want Dehya, and one more thing, let me look at the rates, the actual rates for getting a 5-star on the limited time banner, right? The percentage of 5-star item drops for the 5-star character is 50%, all right, and the remaining 50% is literally every other 5-star item or standard character in the game that are not limited, essentially. So, and the odds of that actually increases the more standard characters, 5-star standard characters, get added into that pool. So yeah, the best odds of you getting a Dehya is during her limited time banner. Because if you don't, you probably won't get her from the standard banner. Unless you're like incredibly lucky, which, you know, props to you if you got luck like that. Do you mind sending some my way? But the thing is that that's not the norm if you get Dehya by chance on the standard banner. Because the standard banner has, you can get literally any of these 5 stars on the standard banner. It doesn't matter which one in particular. The game, you don't get to choose which of these 5-star items or weapons you get from the standard banner. It's literally random every time. So, like, and this is not including the guarantee. So what I'm trying to say is, you basically, the odds of you getting a copy of Dehya if you're free to play or like a low spender is significantly worse on standard banner instead of the limited time banner. That's what I'm trying to say. If you wait until Dehya gets put on the standard banner to try and get a copy of her, odds are you're not getting her. And on the whales perspective, if you're like one of the few like Dehya whales who want to like get her to like C6, which, you know, mad props to you. You guys are the ones that keep the game alive. I ain't gonna complain about it. But look, if you're a whale, right, and you're trying to get Dehya to C6, her limited time banner is literally the best it's literally the only time you can do it without going into any further depth that you're gonna get into already. You're gonna drop 2,000 or something on her limited time banner to try and get her to C6, right? Or something like that. Because the odds of getting her to C6 with anything less is just not in your favor. But the thing is, if you don't get her to C6 now, getting her to C6 on the standard banner is actually awful. And I know what you're gonna say, but Jabari, didn't you say you pulled Diluc on a limited time banner while you were pulling for Shenhe? Maybe I can accidentally pull for Dehya while I'm pulling for a different character on their limited time banner. You know, maybe I can get lucky. Yeah, you could get lucky. Or it could be like me, and it could be like a whopping 2, 3, maybe 4 years before you get a Dehya by complete accident on a limited time banner. Because again, anytime you get a non-focused 5-star, it can literally be any of these. Literally any of these options. And Dehya is going to become one of these options once her banner is up. So that statistically just makes the odds of getting her off of non-pity even worse. So that being said, if you want to get Dehya, whether you're a low spender, a free-to-play, or a whale, it's now or never. Because even if you get her by luck sometime later on, that's not the norm, okay? That's beating the odds. That's why they're called odds. So your best chance of getting a copy of Dehya is when her limited banner drops. It's now. It's now or never. So with that being said, I don't know whether I'm gonna pull for her. Literally the one character I didn't want to be ran alongside Dehya is gonna be coming out on her banner really right after Dehya, and that's Shenhe. And I'm trying to get Shenhe C2, but the thing is, I don't have that many primos to spare. So what I'm trying to decide is whether I should get a copy of Dehya or get C2 Shenhe, because C2 Shenhe is pretty good for like cryo damage. She adds like crit damage to her allies, like cryo attacks at C2. That's really good. My Ganyu is going to be hit pretty hard. But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, yeah, get Dehya now, or basically accept the chance that you won't get her at all. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And yeah, that's it. Take care.